Ophelia is an iconic character within the Shakespearean play Hamlet. But let's be honest, she acts more as a plot device or even a prop to the major male characters. In fact, she has but only 58 lines. She was a character with potential that was struck down by the narrative itself, not even knowing what her last words would have been. In this video, we are going to discuss how she's treated within the play and address what she could have been. Let me introduce you to the tragedy of Ophelia. First off, she's looked down upon by her own family members, which seems to be the whole theme of Act 1, Scene 3. Laertes, her brother, criticizes her love for Hamlet, warning that it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed. At first, he comes off as flattering, but denies his sister's wants, and may actually seem like an insult to her own judgment, almost implying like she's dumbing herself down for Hamlet. Furthermore, the father Polonius goes to see his children to provide them with advice. When Ophelia speaks good of Hamlet, Polonius scoffs, says, "Affection? Oh, you speak like a green girl and sifted in such perilous circumstance." He's practically calling his adult daughter naive and clueless. He even goes to tell her to think of herself as a baby in line 114. Ophelia is infantilized by her family, but at the end of the day, she chooses to follow their words and agree, distancing herself from Hamlet. She's belittled by the ones that should love her most. Furthermore, she has to constantly deal with Hamlet's alleged mental breakdown. Whether he's truly mad or if it's just all an act, Ophelia is, in a way, expected to deal with him. Even though she stays away from him, she may feel as though it was her fault by listening to what her father had said. In Act 2, Scene 1, Ophelia describes the insanity of Hamlet and his unkempt appearance, raising concerns. Polonius asks, "Mad for thy love?" In response, Ophelia replies, "My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it." After halting her sending of letters to Hamlet. Throughout Act 3, Scene 1, Hamlet insults Ophelia for not much reason at all. She is left alone with him, only to be ostracized. He tells her, "You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our own stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not. And go thee to a nunnery." He practically rejects her in the cruelest way and tells her to become a nun, almost telling her she can't try and marry anyone else after his rejection of her. Even though he says this, he takes it back at her funeral in Act 5, Scene 1, as he cries out, "I loved Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum." Basically, the man who is supposed to love and care for Ophelia lies to her only to wait until after Ophelia dies to confirm his affection for her. Last but not least, she is only known for her death. When you see those many paintings of her, you'll find her in a pond, drowning in there. However, in the play itself, you'll never get to see it on stage. In fact, it is announced by the queen to Laertes, as she says in Act 4, Scene 7, "Oh, woe doth tread upon another's heel. So fast they follow, your sisters drowned, Laertes." With other major characters, you'll get to witness their death, whether it be Polonius's pathetic murder in Act 3, Scene 4, or the disaster at the fencing competition in Act 5, Scene 2, where Gertrude, Laertes, Claudius, and Hamlet die for all to see. It is awfully strange that the audience doesn't get to hear what her last words would have been, despite the theme of death being present throughout the whole play. Before Ophelia's death, she expresses a sense of madness in Act 4, Scene 5, similar to Hamlet's. But it is even more clear that she is in mourning. She says, "I cannot choose but weep to think they would lay him in the cold ground." The king and queen feel pity for her and send Horatio after her. Though this scene is very important, what does it say about Ophelia's character? She's sad because her father died, but anyone would feel this way. This contrasts with Laertes, who expresses anger and wants to avenge his father. His emotions are shown to be more complex. He is filled with rage and grief, but also wants to take immediate action. Ophelia only gets to be sad, and later on dead because she is sad. In the end, the tragedy of Ophelia is what she could have been. It makes sense that Hamlet had 5 soliloquies because he is the main character. But what if Ophelia had a moment of reflection of her own? She could have added to the narrative, but she is entirely reliant on other characters, doing what her father and brother say instead of pursuing love. It doesn't even get to ponder death as everyone else does. Even if Ophelia was removed from the story, the central plot would not change. Polonius dying would still cause Laertes to agree to kill Hamlet, and everyone who died in the original would do so in the end. The themes would not be lost, and the play would just be shorter. The fact is that she is the only one who killed herself in the play is just so fascinating, because it quite literally conflicts the to be or not to be speech by choosing the unknown of death over the suffering of life. But we never got to observe the complex emotions she had felt and what led up to her final choice. Her story had the possibility to flip the play on its head, but Shakespeare must have not believed she was that important. Hey guys, thank you for getting to the end. You made it to the unscripted part of the video. Thank you so much for getting through, because I know it took me a lot to get through this as well. Editing a video is something I'm not like fantastic at, but it's going to be a skill I need to acquire right now. I spent about 2 hours and 8 minutes working on the artwork of Ophelia. I wanted it to not be her actively drowning, but more so her thinking, and well, one day we'll find out what she's thinking when they make a movie about Ophelia, but not yet. Another thing is I want to credit all the websites or applications I used. For the artwork, I used Ibis Paint. For the recording, I used BandLab. For the instrumentals, I got them from Kawaii Warrior 777 on YouTube, but the songs are Ice Peak. I will provide them, and you know, it takes a lot to make such a crazy project like this. And if you're my lit teacher, here's my video. If you're not, I'm glad that you came and watched it anyway. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and just enjoy the rest of the music.